All right, brother. Nice to see you here. You've been one of the people that have been camping for the last few days, huh?
We're now on day 6.
Yeah. How's that been? Seem to be going all right? Everybody been getting along?
Aside from the weather, we've all held high spirits the entire time. I don't think I've ever become closer to a group of strangers in this short amount of time in my entire life. I can't leave here for more than a half an hour without being camp sick. So.
Now, tell me this. A lot of people have been asking what they think this is about. I know there's been a little bit of formulation, but what do you think this is about? What's the point here?
It's funny that you ask that because the media is literally, the same stations have been asking me that every day, and I've been giving the same answers, and for some reason they just won't play my answers on television. It's a really simple answer. You know, right now we have a lot of problems, and you know, we need to get together and address all these issues and figure out how we can get a voice. You know, and if we try to focus in on one issue, we're going to all separate. You know, everyone's got different ideas. This is about understanding that, you know, you and the person next to you might be dealing with different issues themselves, but the source of these issues are usually stemming from all the same things. You know, if we stand together, maybe we have a chance at trying to get a voice. You know, and right now we're trying to get a voice, and you know, so far so good internally. You know, we've been having issues with the city and such.
Now, when you say it has kind of a common stem, what do you see that common stem being?
It's too much money being held up by big banks, by politicians. You know, lobbyists are the ones, lobbyists for corporations are now the ones setting the rules. It's no longer the people. The government's just basically become detached from us, and no one listens to us anymore.
I hear you. Another common complaint that I've heard is that this is all against capitalism. In your mind, is it, or have you seen that?
Absolutely not. I mean, people have different views on how capitalism is working, but I think the general consensus is that we need some kind of regulation into capitalism. I haven't really seen too many people that are just completely anti-capitalist. You know, I don't think anybody's really sure what we would do without capitalism, so that would be kind of a crazy concept to try to tackle.
What do you see moving forward? If you want to give me just a little bit of to wrap up here, some of the problems that may or may not be encountering with the city. I know it's been cool to a certain extent, but now they're asking for things. You've been here on the ground. What's really been happening with that?
Basically, when we came in here, we were trying to cooperate with the city as much as possible. They seem to be trying to cooperate with us. What had happened is they wanted, along with our application, they wanted a liability insurance policy of $1 million. According to state law, the Central Florida Nuclear Freeze Campaign, it's actually illegal and unlawful to require insurance for free speech on public ground. So we have an attorney now working for us in the National Lawyers Guild, and she presented that information to the city. So we're kind of waiting for a response, or you know, even possibly police to just come out here and enforce the curfew by forcing people off the property. So our community is going to come out here and they're going to get our back, and you know, we'll see what happens from there. The media's going to be covering it, and the whole world's watching.
Awesome, brother. Thank you for your time. Go ahead. Did you have something to say, my sister?
Oh, yeah, I got something to say to my grandparents who are the 1%, or part of the 1%. I hope I'm making you proud.
Now, let me ask you this. A lot of people have been asking a point. What do you think the point of all of this is?
Well, I think there's 3 major points, and it's something that I've been reiterating over and over and over again. Number 1 is to be in solidarity with Occupy Wall Street. Number 2 is for the votes to represent the people and not money and corruption like they have in the past, and still do so till this day. And number 3 is the education of our people on our government and how it's run.
Now, another thing that we've heard a lot again is that this is just flat out against capitalism. Is that something that you believe or something that you've seen?
I don't believe it, and I haven't seen it. This is a movement of the people. It's not a movement of any party. I've been called a communist, I've been called a capitalist, and that's just not true. It's a movement of the people. This is for the people, by the people. We are the people.
Thank you much. So, have you been here for a few days? Have you been one of the people that have been spending some time?
Been here since day 1. Came here on Saturday. We haven't left yet. It's been a beautiful thing.
And has it been pretty copacetic, you and the law enforcement and everybody up until, you know?
I gotta admit, the police department has been incredibly fair and working with us. We understand it's really not the cops that are coming down with the orders to give us a hard time or get us out of here. We've been very happy with the police so far.
Very good. What a lot of people have been asking the main point. What have you seen bubbling up as one of the main points of what Occupy is about?
I think it's pretty easy. We can't tackle any problems unless we start getting money out of our democracy. If we don't get the money out of democracy, obviously we can't touch any of these other issues that we all hold dear to our hearts. So that's probably the number one issue I would believe that most of us are here. But I obviously do not speak for everyone.
Absolutely. Another common complaint that I've heard, and has even been reported such on the media, is that this is just something that's all out against capitalism. Is that something that you feel or you have seen?
You know, with any large group, you're going to have certain fringe members, and I'm not even calling them fringe. There's just people with different desires or things that they're upset about, and that's not the main focus at all. Capitalism, we're not trying to tear down the system or anything like that. We're trying to help change it so it works once again.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And I appreciate the information you've been giving to everybody. I was just, from everybody I've talked to, they've been very happy with the interaction with law enforcement so far, and I was just curious of your take on the interaction with the folks that have been here.
Ditto. Very professional group. Again, you know, our job as law enforcement is to enforce the laws set upon us by the state, the city, and that's who we work for. And, you know, and that's how it works, but there's no... It's not about hard feelings. It's not personal. It's business, you know, and that's what we have an oath that we swore to take. And when orders are given, orders are followed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's really it.
Okay, but in general, there hasn't been any bad interaction.
No,
I just
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. On the contrary, very positive interaction. And, you know, it's a free country. We support everybody's right to do things. There's certain things that we have to do that we have to do it. But absolutely no uncomfortable or anything like that in that matter. Not at all.
Okay. I do appreciate your time. These are big issues. There's lots of stuff to talk about. However, we do need to come up with a unified front to answer this question as a first step. And I'm going to report back what I've seen on Facebook and talking about here and see if this is generally acceptable by everybody. A way to stem all of these things, all of the greed and all of the disparity of wealth. I think a lot of the greed that we pointed as is actually legal incentives that has been created by the government. But that legal incentives has been influenced by the corporate flow of money into the system. So perhaps with some people, I'm sorry, what does that mean again?
What process? Basically, stay on topic. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Don't soapbox a little bit too much about
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that. I was about to tie it up. Is perhaps one of the things that's been bubbling up is really focusing on getting corporate money and big money out of the governmental process and the political process altogether.
Yes.
So that was okay. That was where I was going. Sorry if I stumbled too long. Now I know what that means, and I'll move quicker because I tend to do that. So let's all really talk to other people, and whenever we have the opportunity, April's obviously talking to some people there, and I think communication between all the areas is going to be key as things move on. Even with Orlando, and it's going to ultimately be a state effort moving down the line. You know, so I think communication is going to be great between all the areas. Yeah, the hands, okay. But before we get going, let's have Justin up here because Justin's been talking to the authorities, and from the feedback I've got talking to a few officers, they've been real thrilled with how well everybody's been presenting themselves here too. So that speaks volumes for everybody. Justin, if you want to keep us up to speed with what's going on this evening. Sure.
Hi, I'm Justin. I am part of 99%. I've been part of 99% since I was born. Just to catch everybody up as far as legalities and issues, as of yesterday, well, as of about a week and a half ago, in reality, we started communication with the city in order to get a permit to be here. They were cooperative at first. They asked us to fill out an application for a permit. We did that. They said our permit was fine. Then they said that they need a $1 million liability insurance policy for this. And I said, well, can you recommend some insurance companies that you frequently work with that might be able to help? They gave us 3 people. All 3 people seemed very confused as to how they could possibly cover something like this. They said, what are you trying to cover? We said, our rights. So after calling all these insurance policy people, and they were very confused, we came back to the city and said, you know, they have no idea, you know, how to cover something like this. So we kind of got stuck in a catch-22 for a moment until we actually got a hold of the people at Occupy Wall Street. Who referred us to a local lawyer who was on the National Lawyers Guild. She was more than happy to step up and help us, as she is already helping our brothers and sisters at Occupy Bradenton.
All right.
She's familiar with what's going on right now. She found a state law, a case law right now, from 1995, I believe, called the Central Florida Nuclear Campaign Freeze. That was basically saying that it is illegal and unlawful to ask a fee for people practicing free speech on public ground. So, the other half of our permit issue apparently is unlawful for them to even ask us for it. So why we don't have a permit right now with just our application alone is something that none of us here know. Our lawyer doesn't understand why, and even some of the city officials don't understand why.
Because we're right.
Yeah.
So right now, basically,
They don't want you here.
our attorney stated that either way we win tonight. If we stay, we win. If we lose, they have a lawsuit on their hands. Also, strength in numbers, as everybody knows, is one of the most effective things we can do at this time. We need everybody. This is about everybody. There's no reason for everybody to not be here. So at 10 o'clock, we've already announced and asked everybody to come out and be here for this curfew, effect and see how they handle it. I'm sure that we already have a lot of people here already, and I thank everybody, and I'm sure everybody else is happy that everybody else is here. Everybody here is on the same page. We're all here for the same reason. We want a better country, a better world. Right now, nobody listens to us. Not a single individual here stands a chance alone about any issue that they hold closest to them. If we drop our particular issues and realize that we're all dealing with individual issues, then we can all get together and maybe our voice can be heard. So right now we're just kind of in limbo, stuck in a bureaucratic catch-22. That's a surprise, right? So basically we're just going to sit here and wait until about 10:30 to find out what's going on. Our attorney requested a 24-hour grant to see if she can come up with more information to deal with the city attorney. However, he's been kind of unavailable here and there to speak with her. They had a brief conversation that didn't go in our direction or our favor, and that's fine because we're the city ourselves. So that's basically where we're at right now. No matter what, if we're told to leave here tonight, we're going to be back. They can't stop us. Even if they were able to somehow make us all disappear, this movement's become way too big to drown out. It's a fire. It's like trying to stamp out little ashes around a bonfire. It's pointless. So, that's about it.
Built. We have accounts already pre-made for streaming video, and all kinds of stuff. We have people that want to be part of this movement that don't even use the internet. We can't get too off track with focusing in on, building too many websites or, too many different tools for us to use. We have Google groups, we have all kinds of stuff. We need to keep it simple, and we need to keep all of our information in one place. That said, the .org site is set up to where anybody who wants to contribute content, whether it's a list for needed things, anything, if you want to maintain a list of, city officials that we need to be contacting, that is already in place, and, it's open to anybody, whoever wants to help with that stuff. If you want to stream video, if you want to contribute to the Twitter feed, we have it in place for people to help, but no one's stepping up, and we really need help with that stuff. We have a lot of organizing to do, and it's just a matter of needing people to help do it. So, that's pretty much all I wanted to say.